Hello, I'm Dr. Conor Bell, and I'm the Bassoon professor at West Texas A&M University. This video is to help you prepare for the 2024-2025 TMEA All-State Audition Music on Etude number 21 from the Milde Concert Studies. First of all, this etude is hard. You should keep that in mind and keep it very slow for a very long time. Also, there are some parts of this that are harder than others. You could probably blaze through and play line 1 pretty close to performance tempo in the first day. That might not be true for that last line of the first page or the first line of the second page. So keep in mind that every practice session, you don't have to practice everything. It could be a perfectly valid strategy for you to go into a practice session and say, hey, I've got 30 minutes. I'm going to spend them on these 3 or 4 lines in the middle of this etude that are the ones that are the most treacherous. Working on them in different contexts, doing slow practice, doing dotted rhythms, doing leapfrogging with your metronome, all kinds of different practice techniques. That's a great idea, and you need to do that, and you need to do that a lot. So balance between running larger sections of the piece and doing really detailed focus work on a small section. For you to really improve on something, whether it's this etude or anything, you need to have a small chunk that you are playing at a tempo that you can handle easily, not just kind of sort of get it right and the wheels don't completely come off the bus, but where it feels easy. And that chunk needs to be small enough that you can repeat it a bunch of times in a row to really reinforce those good habits. If you are practicing it in a way that you don't want to perform it, so sloppy, or you are practicing too much music at a time without enough repetitions, you're not really going to improve. Intelligent practice will always work out better for you. Okay, otherwise, on this etude, we start piano, and there are quite a few sections where it really should be very soft. And that's a big part of the drama. One of the dangers with this one is that you are so worried about all the technical passages that all of the musical expressive stuff ends up being just kind of mezzo. So work on exaggerating and making the pianos really, really soft and the fortes really, really loud. That's especially true when you're playing slowly and when you're playing smaller chunks. Exaggerate the dynamics that you want to have. Play the softs too soft, play the louds too loud, because as you speed them up, those extremes will get shaved off of your playing and you'll end up in a good place. If you started off just right or a little boring, by the time those extremes are shaved off, that's when you'll be left with just playing the whole thing mezzo. All right, there are some really tricky passages, so let's go straight to measure 35. In this passage, you're actually playing 2 lines at once. This is something that bassoons do a lot, especially in our solo repertoire from the Baroque era or from other music from the Baroque era. We often play a bass line and kind of an accompanimental figure at the same time. So with pickups to measure 35, I would practice it split into multiple voices, where you go da 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 dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, da dum, bum 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 bum. Those aren't the right notes, but you get the idea. Get that bass line really solid, and then bring in the other parts, bop 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 bop, etc. I try to play the bass line a little bit stronger and a little more legato, and then play the upper part really light and really detached. So that helps it sound like 2 people to your audience. So you might have her exaggerate ba da da dum ba 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 dum ba ba dum ba ba, and that will really help the passage come to life. Now, let's look at this scary bit from measure 39 through 46. These are fully diminished 7th chord broken arpeggios. You practice those all the time, right? Well, if you don't, it's time to start. What I would suggest for each of these is practicing the solid arpeggio So take all the notes and cram them together and play them in order. So for instance, the first one, I think of it as a D sharp fully diminished 7th chord. So you can start from the D sharp and go up a third to an F sharp, up a third to an A, and that will give you the notes of the arpeggio. Practice it going up and down until it gets really comfortable. I left out the C. C is above A. Until it gets really comfortable, just like a C major scale would, going up and down. Once you're confident with that, then you can practice it broken up like it is in the passage in the Etude. But if you start broken up, then you might never really get where you need to. The next one is an A sharp fully diminished 7th chord. It resolves to the D. And then we have a G sharp fully diminished 7th chord. And then the last one is the first one again. But we have the B flats in there, which is really the same thing as the A sharp, but it's spelled differently because it resolves differently. So if you practice those 3 fully diminished 7th chord arpeggios out of context, that passage will get a lot easier. Otherwise, try to have fun with this Etude. It should stay very light and very dance-like. If you get too heavy, if you get too aggressive with the staccatos, it'll slow down and it will lose its charm. So try to keep everything very light and very charming all the way through, from practicing it very slowly to getting it ready for performance in, like 10 months. You have plenty of time. So keep it slow. Good